my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you chose to spend your time with me, and supporting my channel is very easy. Just like the video, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. And Happy New Year. I know I'm a little late in doing a video, but I hope that you're all doing well. But if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. I know a lot of people struggle at the beginning of the year. But in the meantime, join me in meeting Coffee and Tarot deck. And this was a Kickstarter deck. And it was created by Laila Champagne and Bob Smithies. And as far as I know, this is the only deck that they have come out with. I'm not sure where they're selling it. I can't access the website that is on the back. They do have a fun Coffee and Tarot Facebook group. So the box itself is 5 1/4 height, across is 3 1/4, and the width is 2 inches. And as you can see, it doesn't have the title anywhere. Kind of a bummer for me. And on the back, as you can see, Coffee Tarot, the deck where you meet the characters for a chat. And the box is magnetic. And there's no ribbon or anything, so you have to pretty much just pour all the stuff out, and it's just brown, the color of coffee. And then we have a little guidebook that we will explore after we check out the cards. And reversals, if you work with them, will not be revealed. And if you are not familiar with my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison. So that you can kind of get an idea of the comparisons. If you're a beginner and you want to move on to a new deck and you just want to see if it's not too much for you. But with any deck, it's going to take you time to become acclimated to it. So if you connect with a deck, feel free to get it and then just work on it little by little. Okay, so if you're curious about this deck that I'm going to be using, it is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and it's published through U.S. Game Systems Incorporated. All right, so Major Arcana, there are no numbers, and the overall deck theme is coffee, if you haven't noticed by now. So there will be images of coffee related, if you want to call it. And from what I understand, these two came together out of a love for coffee and tarot and made a tarot deck together. And the artwork is pretty simplistic. It's colorful. Okay, so that is the major arcana group, and for whatever reason they decided to make the Pentacles beans. But everything else is the same. The court cards are the court cards. You've got your page, knight, queen, king, and then the other suits are the same. They just decided to change the pentacles, I guess, to get more coffee in there. Get more coffee beans in there. Okay, so that is the Bean Pentacles. And next we have the Cups. Okay. I think this would be a pretty good beginner deck. It has similar themes to it. The illustrations kind of stay true to the Rider-Waite, with of course variations. Okay, that's the cups. Alright, next we have the swords. And I do believe that these are just swords in the suit. So they have illustrations of swords. Not too much coffee illustration in the sword suit. And they have some, but not as heavy as the other ones. Okay. And then we have the wands left. And they're represented by branches, I do believe. And they do have, I believe they have a lot of the coffee themes in this suit. I don't know why they didn't with the swords. Okay. And that is pretty much the deck. Honestly, now that I've had time to spend time with it, I don't think I would have backed it. But that's just me. Not saying that you shouldn't if it doesn't appeal to you, but yeah, I'm not really happy with how it turned out. The cards are like a mat. They're kind of noisy. And they are flexible. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with coffee. I'm not a coffee fiend or anything. I know a lot of people are, but yeah, it's just like the illustrations are kind of lacking. It's just like, yeah, just put a piece of wood on the ground and, and put a guy and and then here you've got the same thing. The wand, it's just laying down and it's just a woman with a bunch of baked goods and stuff, and yeah. But moving along, let's look at the guidebook. But that's just my thoughts on the deck. I don't want to discourage anybody from buying a deck, because just because I'm not crazy about it doesn't mean that you might not. You might love it, you might really like it, but I'm just giving you my thoughts. All right, so we have a picture, illustration of coffee pot and people. And then they felt that the Four of Wands should greet you. And they just do a little introduction with the Four of Wands. And then there's no table of contents. There are no spreads. It's just basically the picture of the card and a little story. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, and the minors, it just goes into the different minors. And there's no separation. You go in your cups. And then you have your swords. And then you have the wands. And basically the Four of Wands is in the beginning. They don't put it in the wands section. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. Alright, so shuffling. Might have a problem with it because they're not as flexible, bendy as cards that I've come across. They're kind of stiff, but hopefully they'll, as time goes by and the longer you work with it, they will start bending for you. And so you can do the overhand, you can do the rifle, shuffling. It's a side by side. You probably have to wait until they're a little bit more flexible, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend the side by side. You can also do a spread, just spread them out on your table. There's no right or wrong way to shuffle your cards. And you can also just, if you have arthritis in your hands or anything like that, you can also just spread them out all over the table and then pick them out that way. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. And don't let anybody tell you differently. All right, so let's go ahead and see what message wants to pop out for the new year. Okay. Oh, the devil. How appropriate. Yep. Okay. All right, so let's read what the devil has to say. Oh, you look pretty scary. I know. I get bad press, don't I? But now that I'm here, you can have a day pass. You can have fun. Be a devil. You remember fun, don't you? I see that you just had a donut and a coffee. Let me offer you another donut. Okay, it looks delicious. I could get addicted to these. I love donuts, but they don't love me so much. So, you wouldn't be interested in my no-fat center donuts then? I've already had 2 today, but no fat. I must try one. 6 donuts and 3 coffees later. I feel bloated, but at least I won't put on any pounds. Of course, my dear. All ring donuts have no fat in the centers. See you tomorrow. Okay, so that is basically all I have for this deck. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with a future video. But until then, take care and goodbye, my dears.